Hey guys, we're back again. This time we're going to be shifting gears a bit and be looking at another mecha kit for the first time in quite a while. Specifically today, we're going to be looking at Goodsmile's Rayearth kit from their Moderoid line. Let's open her on up and take a look. So, starting out, we've got our hand sprues, which you can get a decent idea of the quality of the castings. Hopefully, this is showing up well on camera. Overall, nothing really jumps out as egregious or bad. I will say that the red in the plastic compared with the uh, source material just seems like a slight bit off, a little too dark. I'd say maybe by like a shade or two. It's just enough that you can tell it's off, but not off enough that you're going to really need to go out of the way if you don't have to. Obviously, you can just snap build it, but I would say definitely painting would do it better. Moving on, we've got some of the shoulder parts and building up a joint. Again, nothing egregious here. Now, where we start to run into some issues is here with this sprue, containing a lot of the gold parts. The gold on this looks terrible, and this is one of those things I don't know how well the camera is capturing it, but at least in person, it looks terrible. It's sort of almost like a mustard yellow, and just it's bad. This is definitely an area I would say paint it. It's that bad. It's borderline unusable if you're going to snap build it. Detail in the parts is all right. The serviceable there, but just color accuracy wise, they are just bad. Moving on, we've got now a lot of the joint build-up parts. Again, you can start to see some of the engineering that Goodsmile has gone with. There, again, more joint pieces as well as the torso. Again, nothing super big there. Moving on, we've got some of the hip points and other joints connecting. Again, all of these are done in regular plastic. None of it's done in that, what's the material that Bandai makes the polycaps out of? That sort of rubbery type of plastic. Now, again, much like the gold, the silver parts for the legs, for the little talons on the feet, also terrible. This is supposed to be sort of metallic silver, and it looks so bad. It honestly looks worse than that sort of fake chrome plastic. That's probably a good reference. If you've built auto kits or anything like that, you know what I'm talking about. That sort of fakey plates chrome. And this just looks awful. Now, what's also bad is that they've mixed that on this sprue as well, and contain some of the claw parts for the shield and a few other odds and ends. But yeah, this is definitely you can snap build it, but it's going to look bad. Take the time, paint it up. Again, and that's the worst part, is that the sculpting and detail on the parts is really good. It's that cheap looking metallic. Now, continuing on, we've got starting to get in some of the clear parts, which here they've done a good job. Now, with these, and we'll see in a second, they do include chrome stickers to apply to them, or at least the area behind them, will look good just on their own. Goodsmile did a good job here. Nice, clear, and Very nice color. Now, where Goodsmile really did good is here with these flame pieces. They look fantastic, and this is where I hope the camera is doing a good job of capturing. As yeah, these by themselves right out of the gate look fantastic. You basically don't have to touch them. Just get them out, sprue, clean them up a little. They are that good, and I do hope the camera is capturing it. If you're going to do anything, I would say maybe come in some of the grooves and with some, I'm not sure if I'd go with a clear red or a clear purple just to darken it up to give a little more of a 3D effect. But yeah, they knocked it out of the park on this. Now, where they didn't knock it out of the park is here with the sword and the face part. Again, this is a case of it would have been better had they not done anything. Because I'm not entirely sure if that's painted on or molded on. I would say experiment, see if it'll take some primer, and go from there. But yeah, it's that same sort of fakey looking color that just looks bad. And for something like the sword, which is a very, prominent piece, it just ruins it. And again, much the same with the face, and hopefully this will focus. I really need to get a separate monitor than just the little camera preview. But yeah, it's much the same. It's not very good. What's left on the sprue is also some of the leg parts. And so finally, we're closing out. We've got the shield parts, again, hand for scale and reference, as well as the front helmet piece. Again, it's a good kit with some really bad decisions on Goodsmile's parts. So definitely one you're going to want to take the time and put in the effort and paint. Because if you paint it, it's going to be really, really good, especially with those flame parts. Now, as I mentioned before, they have a thing of metallic stickers for placing on the back side of the clear parts. We'll see in a minute once we get into instructions. Now, if I can get this page. So this is a fairly complicated build sequence. Obviously, starting with the head and building slowly downward and outward. I would definitely say take the time and make sure you're doing the sequencing right. And also see where you can glue and do things of that nature just to make the build a little easier to manage. And even more so if you are going to paint, as that's borderline necessary. But obviously, builds up to finally bringing final assembly of everything together. Do like that they recommend how to add like a display base in. But yeah, this is definitely one sort of a mixed bag. So overall, this is a kit I really wanted to like, as Rayearth was one of those series that I watched fairly decently when I was younger and really enjoyed. And even more so since it's basically the only option for finding a kit form of any kind, either plastic or resin. So this was a bit of a disappointment. The kit has a lot of potential, but you are going to absolutely have to paint. If you want it to look good, you're going to have to paint. I've heard some stuff about plastic on these Moderoid kits not being the best, and from what I can feel on the plastic, I think there might be a little truth to that. I'll openly admit I haven't sat down and built any of the ones I have. I do need to eventually do that. And, perhaps this will be the one I do it with, since, again, when I do it, I'm definitely going to be painting it, making it look good. But, yeah, this is an absolute mixed bag. This is one, unless you're a fan of the series, you can probably pass on it. As even just getting it for parts, I would say it's not super worth the effort. But obviously, if you do enjoy the series, it's one you're almost required to pick up simply because it's your only option. But obviously, if you do, and you do put in time, it's going to look good, especially with those fire effect pieces. Those I was not expecting to be as good as they are. So, that was a look at Goodsmile's Rayearth kit. Kit with some problems, but if you take the time, it will build up very, very nicely. So, until next time.